basically his meter was using about 500 cedis a week. I repeat, his meter was using about 500 cedis a week in a home that was not occupied. Hi guys, welcome to AsherGad channel, making Africa home again, one family at a time. Trust you are all doing well, wherever you are on the four corners of this planet, making gradual plans to make your dreams become a reality on the lovely continent that is Africa. Okay, right, good to see you guys again. It's another 6 p.m. Tuesday GMT, and we bring you another video. Okay, still on the electrical series, and this real video is really narrating a story from one of our recent clients. So the question on the title of the video is really, is your electricity meter reading correctly? All right, is your electricity meter reading correctly in Ghana? So AsherGad consultancy were contacted by a client in the Accra area about a few weeks ago, and this client was really complaining that he had an electrical issue in his home, and basically his meter was using about 500 cedis a week. I repeat, his meter was using about 500 cedis a week in a home that was not occupied. Can you believe that? In a home that was not occupied, all you have is the water pumps and maybe some external lights that come on in the evening. It should not be consuming that much electricity. Okay, and it turns out that there were some incorrect electrical installations done, and he's got electricity flowing in all sorts of equipment, all sorts of pipes that are not electrical pipes. For example, you know, we attended and realized that there was voltage on the air conditioning copper pipes. Voltage on the air conditioning copper pipes, not one, not two, but about three of them, and some other, you know, metallic structures, if you like, that shouldn't have electricity running through them, had electricity running through them, which was not only a concern from a cost point of view on his meter. You know, this is an unoccupied home. Why should he be paying 500 cedis a week when he doesn't live there? So that's an issue on cost. It's also an issue on safety. It's an issue on safety because he's got electric current flowing through, you know, AC copper pipes and some other metallic structures where that should not have electricity flowing through them. And to make matters worse, this main house, does not or did not have an RCCB installed. So not only is it costing him money, it could also cause significant injury, or in the worst case scenario, a fatality. Okay, that was number two. Number three, the earthing system was also poor. But let me just focus on the air conditioning pipes. Okay. But before I do so, actually, I just want a big shout out to our Patreon and PayPal families respectively. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your donations. It's much appreciated. Yeah, apologies, I forgot that. It's very important for me to thank our if you like, our subscribers on those platforms also. All right, now let me show you this video on your screen. This video on your screen shows the time when we were measuring the voltage on the air conditioning copper pipes. We were measuring the voltage between the copper pipe and the earth. Okay, and then between the copper pipe and the neutral, and then between the copper pipe and the electrical phases. And you can see this video on your screen. Basically, I mean, what happens is that normally you get about 220 volts if you measure between the phase and the neutral of an electrical circuit in Ghana, or any single phase circuit, right? But if you measure between the air conditioning copper pipe and the earth, okay, you should get close to zero. There should be no current on the copper pipes of the air conditioning whatsoever. But unfortunately, in this house, about three, not one, not two, but about three air conditioning units, as this video on your screen, we measured about 218 to 219 volts between the copper pipe and the earth terminal, which means the copper pipe itself was acting as an electrical cable, effectively. The copper pipe of the air conditioning was acting as an electrical cable. Not only dangerous, but costing our client, unnecessary electricity bills. Okay, so AsherGad were called to do a further inspection. We attended this. We attended the site, attended the home, inspected all the air conditioning units, got the AC guy there at the same time, and it turned out there were some poor connections in the distribution board to start with, but also poor connections at the air conditioning unit itself. The screws were not secured properly, or the terminals, the power cable terminals were not secured properly, and therefore were touching the metallic copper pipes. Okay, that was one poor workmanship, if you like. And at the distribution board as well, we had some issues with the MCBs themselves and the connections of the MCBs as well. So we had to resolve those issues. And after that was done, voila, no more voltage or no more current on the copper pipes. Okay, we measured again and we found, as we expected, after we fixed the distribution board connectivity issues, we fixed the inadvertent contact of the electrical cables with the air conditioning pipes and the poor screw terminals. We got pretty much around 0 volts between the copper pipe of the air conditioning unit and earth, which is what you would expect to get. Okay, so that resolved that particular issue. But we have to look at the whole picture just in case there are any other issues. As I said, there was no RCCB installed in the home, which is very, very dangerous. As if you're a subscriber of this channel, you know I've banged on about this enough. This is about the 3rd video I'm talking about this RCCB. There was none installed in the main house, even though there was one in the boys' quarters or the outhouse. So we got that resolved for the client. Now there was one other issue which I'm going to talk about very briefly, and that was the client's earthing installation, which was also very bad and not compliant. Okay, but before I do so, let's just head on for a quick break, and I'll be right back.
Are you looking to build your dream home in Ghana, or are you building already? Would you benefit from regular site visits to monitor your building and receive regular progress reports? Well, if that's the case, and that's you, look no further. AsherGad Consultancy at your service. We offer the following services: electrical design, construction monitoring inspections, site progress reports, consultation for all items MEP, witnessing of testing and commissioning, periodic snagging, vetting of specialist subcontractors. We also report site activities to you to hopefully help you spend your money efficiently, and much, much more. Get in contact for your building needs. Details on the screen. AsherGad Consultancy, making Africa home again, one family at a time.
All right, guys, welcome back. Yes, so the third and final issue in this particular client's home was the earthing installation. Because when you do an electrical inspection and you see an issue, you really need to look at the whole electrical installation, test the electrical installation to make sure there are no underlying hidden issues that haven't come to light yet. We need to make sure it's all compliant whilst we're there. So as part of this inspection of why the electrical meter is reading too high and the current flowing where it shouldn't flow, we decided to do an earth resistance test. So we did an earth resistance test in the home, and that is where you measure the resistance of the earth rod and cable to earth. And for a compliant installation, it's supposed to be generally, if it's anything up to 10 ohms, if the result is anything up to 10 ohms, generally we can accept it. If the resistance to earth is anything up to 10 ohms, we can accept it. Unfortunately, on this client's home, the resistance to earth when measured was 45 ohms. Okay, 45 ohms, which makes this situation even worse. At such high resistance, it means if there was an earth fault or an electric issue in his home and somebody was getting electrocuted, by the way, there's no RCCB, it could be definitely fatal because the earthing installation is non-compliant. The impedance is too high. So again, we had to resolve that issue. I'm showing you some pictures on your screen. What we did, we supplemented the earth rod that was already there. We put in more earth rods. It wasn't done properly. We put in an earth mat, a new 16mm cable to the earth terminal in the distribution board. We bought a special earthing chemical enhancer Okay, that's the black packet you can see on your screen, and that is a chemical mixture. When you put the earth mat in the ground and the earth rod, you mix that chemical in with the soil. Okay, and that helps to maintain a low resistance as well. Okay, it's a very good chemical product to use in your earthing installation. Okay, so if you are at a stage of doing your earthing, or even if you're not, please bear this video in mind. Save this video. Make sure your electrician does the correct job. Does the correct job in electrical installation. Does the correct job in electrical testing. Don't forget, after electrical systems have been installed, there are tests that are carried out. Earth resistance test, insulation resistance test, and so on, so forth. I've covered this in a previous video. Okay, that test must be done. If you can get somebody from ECG to do it, then that's fine. That's even better. But if not, and anybody else who has the tester and is experienced, they can do the test for you. Contact us if you need to get it done. We have people who do it as well. Okay, now the great thing is, so after we finished doing all these rectification works, installed the earthing system, measured the earth resistance after the works, we were now recording about 4.3 ohms. Yeah, 4.3 ohms. So that is now a compliant system. So not only did we make the earthing compliant, we also installed an RCCB for the main house. Okay, so that is now also compliant in terms of regulation. So I think everything is reading well. And I think over the past week, we were in contact with the caretaker, and over the past week, instead of the meter reading previous between 400 and 500 cities, it was now reading, I think for the whole week, the meter probably read about 50 cities. Okay, so that's a 90% reduction. So I think it's pretty worth it. Pretty worth it. And this client did well to contact us to resolve the issue and make his electrical consumption what it should be, which probably for an empty house, maybe 200 cities a month, not 2,000 cities a month. Okay, now if you have any electrical concerns in your home, whether you have your own electrician and you want us to come and inspect the work he has done at various stages all the way to the end, or you're even living in a completed house and you have issues, no worries, get in contact with AsherGad and we'll come down there and have a look for you and hopefully resolve any issues that you may be having. If you are concerned about your meter reading, if your meter is reading too high, check your consumption against the ECG published rates. ECG published their rates. Okay, check your consumption against the ECG published rates, and then do the calculation to see if what you're being paid, whether it's post or prepaid, is reasonable or not, as the case may be. Remember, always install an RCCB. It is regulation. It is a must. It is a must. Yeah, it is a must to prevent electric shock. It is a must in Ghana for Ghana residential homes. It can also prevent a fatality. Okay, so I think I've done the last 3 videos on electrical. I'm diverting a little bit now. For the next 2 videos, we've got a couple of amazing homes for sale. Really amazing. I don't want to spoil it. Those videos will come in the next sort of 2 weeks. There is a pair of beautiful houses in the IE Mensa area, right behind the popular and the fabulous IE Mensa Park. Okay, we lived in IE Mensa Park ourselves for about a year before we moved into our own home. Okay, now immediately behind the IE Mensa Park is 2 beautiful homes. They're really nice, finished to perfection, finished to a very high standard, just like the IE Mensa Park, in a great location. That video is coming up in about 2 weeks time, so stay tuned. I believe the homes are selling for about $220,000 USD, but I'll confirm that in the video, so stay tuned and you will see that for yourself. And also there's also another beautiful house being sold, a house that is probably 90 to 95% complete, where the owners now want to sell. This is a beautiful house with a lovely stone finish around it. This is also in an upcoming popular area. A lot of people are buying land and houses in an area called Oyibi. Okay, Oyibi, Oyibi, not too far from Valley View University. A lovely home there, also going for about, I think asking price about 150,000 euros, negotiable. Okay, so but that video will also come maybe 2 weeks after the IE Mensa video. And another last point, I get a lot of people coming to Ghana from America, and asking how to move around in Ghana, and do I have a reliable driver or any other contacts they can use? And I can say yes, I know a very reliable driver who is reasonable in his pricing, and he's on time. He is on time. I've used him many times. And if you are coming to Ghana from the diaspora, wherever you are, you need a reliable driver, please contact Mr. Akufu. Okay, contact Mr. Akufu. He is reliable, he's on time, he is good. You'll be in safe hands, definitely. His contact number is on the screen. If you need a driver to drive you anywhere you want in Ghana, you guys can agree a rate, or you can put it on the Uber app, however you want to do it. Contact Mr. Okufu, and he can drive you around wherever you want, whether you're on holiday or whatever you want to do. Okay, his number is on the screen. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Okay, as usual, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button so you always be aware when AsherGad upload a new and educational video for your viewing pleasure. All right, so from Gad is Kemesia, and for me, guys, Yebeshia. See you next time.